Hello and welcome to another video break. Today I finally found some Series 13 LEGO minifigure packs at my local Walmart. Um, this is the first I've seen of the series, and I decided that I would just grab 5 bags, 5 figures, and open them up. A couple things about this before I open. Number one, I don't have any of the figures yet, so I'm basically today just hoping to get 5 unique figures. I didn't feel the bags at all, so I have no idea what's in these. And for those that like to try to guess ahead of time, that's the thickness of the 5. So if you're trying to gauge, here's from the other direction, if you're trying to gauge maybe what might be in these, just looking at the thickness, and I'll give you a chance to write your guess down in the comments if you want. Series 13 comes in the sort of bright green. I think they use this color or something very close to it a few times. Nice packaging. Shows off some of the popular figures on the front. Looking at the checklist for this set before buying any of the packs, I wasn't as thrilled with Series 13 as I was with some of the others. But I don't really like to judge it until I actually see some of the figures in hand, because sometimes they're just nicer when you have them in person, and frankly sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're worse. So this is your last chance to, if you want to make a guess as to what I got. I'm going to spread these out here. There are 5, as I said, 5 figures, 5 packs, so go ahead and make your guess. This one feels the fattest to me. I don't know. We'll find out. So let's get right to it. Let's start with one of these. And in terms of the figures, there are, as I said, 16 different figures with different rarities and stuff. I have to look up the exact insert ratios, but I believe for this series you get 3 complete sets in a box rather than just 2 that has been in some of the other sets. So the full checklist is here, and I'll definitely post this to my blog. And if you haven't seen all the different figures yet, on the back you get a code which you're supposed to enter to win something. I don't really know about that. I'll have to check that out later. But the front checklist is nice. So I'll leave that aside. Let's see our first figure and my first figure for this particular series. And this is the Goblin. The Goblin is probably going to be quite popular with people, if I had to guess. The sort of medieval type, Hobbit type figures, and I'm going to say mythological is coming to mind, or fantasy type creatures seem to do really well for LEGO, at least from an outsider perspective. They must, because they keep doing it, releasing figures along those lines. So there's our first figure. He's has nice printing on the front. Excuse me. No printing on the back. And his hat piece comes with the ears attached to it. There's a nice printed patch on there. The sword is suitably sort of exaggerated, as goblins often are, and then of course he has his little sack to hold all his gold or whatever it is that he's plundering. So I can't say that I was personally the most excited about the Goblin. I think a lot of people will be. It just doesn't speak to me quite as much as some of the other figures. So our second figure appears to be the Space Marine figure. The torso is completely black. No printing on the torso at all. But there is, of course, the chest protector that goes over the entire torso, so that works out okay. And then here's the head, and then the ultimate face. And we can quickly complete the rest of him. It comes with a pair of blasters which makes him look like a pretty tough guy. And the one thing that I will say about this one compared to some of the other space figures is he has two clips in the back. So he can hold his guns or something else, and I have to say this is a much more useful piece than what came with some of the other sort of Space Marine type figures in previous Collectible Minifigure series. So 2 down. Number 3. Again, I'm just happy if they're all different, and so far we're 3 for 3. Alright, this is the Carpenter. This was one of my most wanted. I'm a big fan of the City line. Kind of where I got my start collecting Legos many years ago. And this particular figure was an instant must-have for me when I saw that they had it. I have a nice saw piece, and then he has the printed board, which is really the highlight, frankly, of the entire figure. And one thing that I didn't notice from previous is his hat is actually has a hair that comes out from underneath it, and that's attached. That's all one piece, so that's actually pretty nice. So we have the Carpenter. For me, personally, this is a figure that I wouldn't mind getting more than one of. So of the 3 that I have so far, if I'm going to get a duplicate, I want it to be that one. Of course, as someone that does try to collect them all, I would prefer to have 0 duplicates. Alright, our next figure is the Evil Wizard. This guy probably has, I'd have to go back and count for sure, but probably has the most just individual pieces and things that come with it. Has the printed slope sort of dress type piece, which I guess in his case would be a robe. He has 2 cloth pieces that you have to assemble. The first is the bottom sort of cloak, if you will, and we have fat fingers. That can be easier said than done. And then the top part, if I can get that to stay there. Oh, there you go. Alright, and the top part is his headpiece. And this one is similar to what the Wizard had in series, what was that, series 12, the last series. And in that, the Wizard had 2 pieces as well. And then we have a beard piece that probably was supposed to go in there first. I'll put that on later. Well, alright, I'll put it on now. I forgot the beard. So we need the beard. Let's see here. Maybe we can put this on first. Beard. Cloak. Cloak. Come on, cloak. Alright. Beard, cloak, hood. The cloth pieces look nice, but as you can tell, they're kind of annoying. And finally, head. So I'll play around with him to get that straightened out just right a little bit later. And then his staff, which is holding some fire. Let's see, we'll look something like this, or maybe one the other way probably would make more sense. I don't know how LEGO had it designed, but this would make more sense to me. And so put that on there. And we have one very angry, fiery wizard who should have a hat. Nope, he doesn't have a hat. That's weird. I guess he doesn't come with a hat. So he gets all those pieces and no hat. Probably why he's angry. Every other figure comes with a hat or a hairpiece. Alright, that's 4. Let's do the last one. Hopefully this one won't take me as long to assemble. And this particular one is, I think, a duplicate. Yep. So it's 4 for 5. Another Space Marine. Good for some people. Not for me. I won't bother assembling that one. I'll probably sell or trade that. for the hopes of getting something that I want. So how'd you do? Did you guess correctly? Did you guess the fattest one was a Space Marine? Did you guess that I had another one that should have been just as fat that I didn't realize that was also a Space Marine? I certainly didn't. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.